Hey there, YouTube. This is Jason Warrior, aka J Praise. Here with a update on my Red Devil cichlids. Now, this big guy name is Cyrus. Okay, I've had him for about, I want to say, good 4 years now. He started off 5 inches, and now he's a total of 11 inches. Okay. These little ones that you see floating in a tank, swimming in a tank, are his babies. Now, they are about a good, I want to say, 2 months now. They were born January 2nd, February 2nd, they made a month. So, yeah, 2 months now, almost 3 months. April 2nd, they'll be 3 months. So, this big guy is, like, really vicious. If you see all the other videos I have on him of how the other big ones that he chases around and stuff. He had a mate, but he killed her. I had a tank divider, divided up the tank. The water was kind of halfway filled, and he jumped over somehow, got to her and bit her eye out and kind of killed her. Rest in peace, girl. Yeah, so, this is a 2-month update. April 2nd, I'll give you guys another video and see what they look like. Pretty much, kind of feed them. Let's see how they're going to react to food. Now what I feed the big guy here are Hikari cichlid pellets. I don't know if you guys can see them, but these are really good for cichlids. Jack Dempsey cichlids, Oscar cichlids, African cichlids, any type of cichlid that you have. These are really good, and it improves the growth. Helps them grow bigger. Drop one up in there. Maybe he'll find it up. He found it. He got it. There you go. Now for these little ones, I also bought some shrimp pellets. The big guy eats on the shrimp pellets as well. It's for cichlids and any other fish. Basically, bottom feeders are the ones that eat it a lot. Bottom feeders eat it. So for the little ones, because they aren't as big as the big guy, I crushed up the big guy's pellets and made it into like a powder substance, like powdery, and mixed that up with the shrimp pellets. Let's give them to them. I'm gonna drop a little, and there they go, eating it. Drop a little more in here for them. Now, I don't overfeed them. Usually just give them just a little bit. Now, for those of you that have questions about how does these cichlids mate, many people was like, how do fish mate? What happens? What's the process? Well, for cichlids, the female, her belly gets full with eggs, and it's called spawning. It's the season and it's the time where the female and male are beginning to feel for each other, and as humans have sex, the fish also have sex in a way, but not the way that humans have sex. So that's what happens with the fish. She gets full with eggs, and so the temperature should be raised once the female is full with eggs. And when she is full with eggs, you'd be able to see like a little, let's see if I can show you, at the tip of them, he's a little aggressive with those babies in there. Anyways, at their belly there's like a little stem. That's called the venting tube. When the female's venting tube gets huge and swollen, that's how you know she has eggs in there. You'd be like, what is that sticking out of her butt? That's the venting tube. Now you want to make sure you include rocks, like flat rock I have in the back. That thing right there. Include rocks in your cichlid tank, so that when they're mating, they have a place to lay the eggs. So the male begins to chase the female out, and the female begins to release her eggs. When she does that, she'll release them onto something flat. Now most cichlids prefer caves, etc. You can even include like a shell inside of your tank. They do it inside of the shell, or even on the outside, or just on the glass itself. If you can't afford any of that, they do it on the glass itself. Um, yeah. So once that happened, now you better leave them alone. Leave them alone, leave them alone. Once her eggs are laid, you better leave them alone. Because the male and female will, like, literally bite your hand. Like, literally. I learned the hard way. Um, so the eggs will be laid, and it'll take about a good 3 to 5 weeks, or I said that, what, yeah, 3 to 5 weeks, 3 to 5 days, I'm sorry, 3 to 5 days for the eggs to hatch. Some of the eggs will turn white. And when I say white, I mean like literally you know the difference between white and clear. They will be clear and others will be white. The good eggs are cloudy grayish. The bad eggs are just white. It's nothing serious like, oh my god, they died, it's contagious. It's just that the male didn't get a chance to fertilize them all. With him being so big and with the amount of time that they have before the eggs just all die off, he has to quickly squirt out his sperm onto the eggs. And if it's a small equipment like that, it'll be difficult for him to just squirt out his sperm and make sure it fertilizes each egg. That's difficult. So, don't be alarmed like, oh my god, the eggs are about to die. They are... it's okay. You don't have to worry. Okay, so the fish fertilize the eggs, and the eggs are hatched. They will become really tiny babies. I have a video up here of the babies and how they look when they are babies. And the mother and father will move them to various pits. And they'll just take gulps of the babies and put them in holes and everything like around the tank and stuff like that. The babies will just be wiggling, like they'll be wiggling like little micro worms wiggling because they are beginning to form their body parts, their fins, their top fin, their tails, all of that is beginning to form. Their eyes, all of that is forming and becoming better and stronger for them. After a week or two, they begin swimming, and the parents will be close by them the whole time. They begin swimming and stuff like that. And then they start eating off of the parents, literally biting the parents' skin and their scales and stuff like that, because the parents extract mucus out of their scales and stuff like that, and that's what the babies feed on. So when they are free swimming, you can start feeding them pretty much whatever. They eat what the parents eat, pretty much. Or you can go to the pet store and buy some First Bites. It's called First Bites. I don't have any here. Yeah, First Bites, feed that to the babies, and that works the same as Hikari cichlid pellets, the ones that I showed you before in the big bag. That works the same. It's pretty much the same thing, just crushed up into fine micro dust. And when you get tired of that, you could do what I do. Save money. Buy the Hikari cichlid pellets, crush them up really fine into dust, and feed that to them, and they'd be fine. And look how big they've gotten so far in 2 months. They've grown. So, yeah, pretty much. Make sure you have your tank clean. Keep your tank clean. When cleaning the tank with babies in it, I would suggest that you wait till the babies are about a month old before taking them out of the tank to clean it. Because when they're a month old, they would look a little bigger, and you'd be able to actually see them before taking them out of the tank. Because they get really small and get sucked up by the vacuum cleaner, and boom, they're dead. No more fishies. So it's pretty much it about the babies and stuff like that. Now for the parents, when they're big like this, you want to make sure you keep the tank clean as possible, because they will dirty it up. Trust me, they will dirty it up. Now, if you include gravel in it, gravel is perfectly fine because it captures the fallen food. And when you clean out the tank, you just throw that stuff around and it comes right out. Make sure you have trays. I have a brown tray here at the bottom of the tank so that the gravel can sit on top, so it will be like if you ever wanted to change the gravel, it'll be easier to take out. Yeah, keep your tank clean. Make sure you check your pH values. Um, all of that good stuff. So now I'm going to show you a close-up of the fish and show you them in action close-up. As you can see how aggressive the father gets. Let's come down here where it's a lot more of them. The father pretty much is still protecting them, even though they are like teenager fish right about now. The father is still protecting his babies. They follow him everywhere. Nice coloring. At about 5 months, also actually at about 4 months, the fish will begin to gain color. To be exact, they will begin to gain color. Some will gain color earlier, but right now, as you see that they are like black and gray, the fish will gain color. Some of them will stay that color. Don't get me wrong, some will stay that color, because I did have a fish years ago, probably about 3 years ago. He mated with another female that he also killed after he mated with her. They had babies. A lot of them died, but one baby actually got caught under the brown tray that I have there. One baby got under there, and I guess it survived long enough that it got really big and it stayed that color. So that baby got about 4 inches and it stayed that color, and the baby was under there. I set her free and she was fine, swimming fine, freely, fine. And somehow my tank stopped running, which killed her, her mother, and a couple of other fish that I had in here. And the only ones that were alive was him and another mate that he also flirted with a lot. So they were the only ones surviving when I came home to find that the tank had stopped running. So that's pretty much it. Alright, so thank you for watching this. Stay tuned. Next video will be about snails. Mystery snails. Stay tuned.